Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Thank you again for joining me. Today we have something new, or actually we have a couple new things from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I picked up the Riviera palette that, to be quite honest, I wasn't sure if I wanted to grab this one, just because I have other palettes that kind of compare to this one, but are a lot less. I'm gonna go into that later, but anyway, pick this one up because I just kind of fell in love with the formula when I was kind of swatching it at the store, because you know they have it near the register. So swatch, I'm like, what the hell, I'm gonna pick it up. So I love the fact that it's not like that velvety, you know, kind of palette, because that gets really dirty and mine starts kind of flaking off. And I like the fact that this is kind of like on the nautical. Again, you get that big mirror, you get a brush, but I lost a brush already. So these are the colors you're going to get. It is a $45 palette, and I'm going to read a little bit about it. So it says, it's an essential springtime color collection featuring classic neutrals and seasonal tones that are perfect for creating your ultimate vacation look. The full pigment powder formula delivers high color payoff and intensity. The 14 new paradise-inspired mattes or metallics range from vibrant jewel tones to bright colors for shimmering glam, smoky eyes, and pops of color. The palette includes a brush and the mirror. Now, this also has 3 pressed colors. The pressed colors are Bahama, Cannes, and Palm. So I'm going to go ahead and show it to you. So here's Bahamas, and then we have Cannes, and then we have Palms right here. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and do a couple swatches, but first I'm going to show you other palettes that kind of compare to this one in case you don't want to pick this one up for the $45, but believe me, it's completely worth it. But there are other palettes that you could use that you're going to have, you know, kind of the same colors. Okay, so these are the colors right here in the Riviera. All right, so I also have here the BH Festival palette. Now this one, I picked it up on sale, so just keep an eye on this one if you want it. I know it's still available at Ulta. Actually, the other day I saw it at Ulta. But anyway, you can pick it up on sale sometimes, but this is in comparison to the Riviera palette. And then another one that's amazing that I absolutely love, of course, is the James Charles palette. You're gonna get like a ton of colors here, and it does have like that pretty pink and the blues and stuff like that, but they're not gonna be like that high metallic, which is why I picked the palette up, because it has like these metallic shades that I'm like obsessed with. I just love metallics. They're my absolute favorite colors. So we're gonna go ahead and do some swatches. If I could find my glasses. Okay, like I have glasses everywhere. I say that all the time because some are stronger than the others, and you know. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into some swatches. We have this beautiful white color. Sales, do not mind my nails. I'm going to get them done as soon as I'm done with this video. Okay, so this is Sales right here, which is a beautiful white color. Now this looks better when you're actually applying it on your eyes. The pigment is just ridiculous. It's so smooth and it's just like the perfect white. Now we're going to be getting into the metallics that I'm obsessed with. Okay, so the first one we have here is Yacht. They feel really nice and creamy and kind of wet and cushiony. So this is Yacht. Then we have Seashells. Then we have Palmero. I think that's how you say it. I'm probably butchering that. Let me go ahead and swatch that one again. I can't see with the glare on my glasses. Then we have a Seaside. Then we have Inheritance, which is like this beautiful golden yellow. And then we have Mediterranean. And these are the colors. As you can see, they're pretty chunky, but they're like the best formula. They blend up beautifully. I like to use them with my fingers because you get a little bit more of an impact of color when you apply it with your fingers, but they're just like my favorite formula ever. So glad I went ahead and picked it up. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead and do the second row, which is this one right here. We're gonna go into Estate. I know my nails are awful. Okay, we're gonna go into Estate. Then we have Cabana. can't really see that one because it is kind of like a mustard yellow. So I'm going to swatch it again. And then we have Coastline, which I'm like in love with this color. Then we have Bahamas, which is a pressed color, and it is like ridiculous. Look at that. It is the most ridiculous color ever. I'm going to go ahead and swatch it again. Now this color will stain the crap out of your face. I was walking around with hot pink on my eyes for like a day, so it is going to stain. Another color that we have that is gorgeous is kind of like a melon color, and this is Monte Carlo. And then we have Cannes, which is another pressed color. This one is a little harder to blend out. Purples normally are, but this one, it really is. Okay, and then the other pressed one is Palms, which is a beautiful brown. So here are all the colors. Okay, so like I said, these colors are easy to, you know, blend out. They blend up beautifully, especially when you use it with your fingers. This one actually, Bahamas, is a pressed color, but it blends out beautifully. The one you're gonna have a little issues with is Cannes. This one, let me tell you, that color, and of course I wanted to do a purple look. This color is gonna work your last nerves, but it is gorgeous once you figure it out. And then we have Palms. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and have a little looky-loo into the, you know, the little look that I have going on here, and then I'll give you my final thoughts. Oh, wait a minute. I'm gonna give you my final thoughts because I have to kind of go into this. Duh. Okay, so here we have the Dewy Set Mist. Now, this does not have glitter. It's just the bottle that is glitter. I like the fact that it has like a little top that doesn't come off. You could just kind of go back and forth, and I'm not gonna lose that top because I have to get these colors off my fingers because I have a ton of setting sprays that I'm always missing. Look at this. I'm always missing the cap on everything. I just bought this and I have no idea where the cap went. So yeah, so that's not going to go anywhere. And another thing about this is that it sprays really nice, but this is definitely a spray that you're going to have to go back with a beauty blender and just kind of like pack it in because it leaves you really dewy. It's just really pretty. It smells like kind of like lavender or coconut or vanilla. It has like a really soft scent, so it's not like super strong or anything like that. Another thing is it does leave your face a little bit on the tacky side. I mean, it kind of calms down, but for me it did leave me a little tacky, but I do really like it. I think it's just a great little setting spray, and I think I'm just really in love with the bottle. Now, I know I don't really set my face at the end of my videos, but I'm obsessed with setting sprays. I do it on a daily basis. I just love them. So I have to make sure to kind of like incorporate more of my setting sprays because I swear I have like 50 setting sprays. It's ridiculous. So this is just, or 51. So this is just another one added that I absolutely love. Okay, the other thing that I picked up here is a highlighter. I picked it up So Hollywood. I think they have like 3 different shades. It is the most beautiful highlighter. Again, I actually picked up the setting spray and this. I left this behind and then I started seeing swatches of it and I'm like, okay, I gotta grab it because you can't have enough highlighters. Okay, so this is the highlighter right here. It is like ridiculous. It is so pretty. It is a little bit different than the other highlighters, as you could see. I mean, I don't know if you could see that, but it is. There's something a little bit special about this highlighter. It's just gorgeous. The only thing is I wish it had like some of those little plastic things that some of the other powders and stuff like that have, because it will go everywhere. I've had to sit there and shake this back into place a couple times because, you know, traveling with it, whatever, could be a mess. So just keep that in mind. But it is like a gorgeous highlighter. Okay, now we're going to go into this demo and then I'll give you my final thoughts. Okay, so we're going to go into a Monte Carlo first. If I can find a brush. And I'm just going to apply that on my upper lid, like above my crease. This color is really pretty and it blends out really nicely. Now this does have kickbacks, so make sure that if you're grabbing a lot of pink or color, make sure to kind of kick it off a little bit. I don't know if you could see it right there, but This is definitely one that you just kind of want to build up little by little. Or I actually like to dab it in the back of my hand too. It's a really pretty transitional color. Go back and forth with my little magnifying mirror here. And these colors work best also if you don't powder your lids or anything like that. I normally don't use primers, but sometimes, you know, depending on your skin type and stuff like that, you might want to. So I'm not going to do any primers. The only thing that I have on my lid is a little bit of concealer, but I didn't set it with powder or anything like that. Okay, so now I'm going to go into this color right here, Mediterranean, because I want to use, of course, the color cans, which is like really hard to work with. It doesn't blend out easily. So I'm going to put a little bit of this Mediterranean on my finger, and I'm just going to dab it in the middle. And I'm just going to slightly feather that up. And the reason why I'm doing this is because that color is hard to blend out. So a little bit of a shimmer, and I always say this on my videos, a little bit of a shimmer is going to help kind of blend that color that's hard to blend out a little easier. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and go into a cans. I'm just going to dab that. Because I find when I kind of go back and forth with it, it kind of sticks. It's not an easy color to work with. As beautiful as it is, it's just not. Especially for me right here. In this little area, I always have some kind of issues. So then I'm just going to feather that out a little bit. See how I just made it a little easier. Right here is where it always accumulates for me, and it's just hard for me no matter what I do. It's just the way my face is shaped. But this color is difficult to blend out. You really have to sit there and take the time with this color. Of course, this is the eye look I wanted to go for, something purpley. Because when I used that color cans without the shimmer underneath, it was kind of sticking. It didn't want to move, and it was a pain in the butt. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my finger, because you know I always like to use my fingers. Don't mind my nails, they're a hot mess. I'm going to go get them done today. I'm going to get my finger, and I'm just going to press it into that color. And then I'm going to go back and just dab it on there. So you can get more of that pigment without it getting patchy or anything like that. Don't worry if it's not too cleaned up at the moment. We're going to go back and fix that. I just want to get that color on there. And then it helps out with the warmth of your finger. Just to kind of melt that color a little bit. And I find with this color also, you know, because I tear up a little bit, then it gets patchy, and then it doesn't want to move. Like, it's really hard to blend out. See, I can't get that color right there to save my life. Okay, so I'm not going to get any more product, but I'm going to go ahead and start kind of feathering that color out with my finger. And it's just smoking it, except for that spot right there, but I'll fix that in a minute. So make sure you go in the inner corners and just start blending it out with your finger. All right, now I'm going to get a flat brush and I'm going to wet it a little bit. And then I'm going to go into cans again. And then I'm going to just lay that color down just so that it's extra pigmented or a little bit more what? I can't think right now. Just going to give that color a little bit more of a wow factor. It's going to make it a little bit brighter is what I should say. But you can't blend this back and forth because it will get patchy. So the places like right here that it got a little patchy and I couldn't blend it, I'm just going over it again with that wet brush. And then again, like this is a color you really have to work. See, like the lines are just... All right, so now what I'm going to do is just to kind of clean everything up. I'm going to go back into Mediterranean and I'm just going to add a little bit of that over it because I got that color to where I want it. So that Mediterranean is going to help kind of clean up all those like rough little edges. And I'm focusing that mainly in the middle so that it looks a little bit more blended. And then the rest of it, I'm just going to dab on that lid because I don't want to dull that color up, but I want it to have a little bit of a sparkle so that it's consistent and it's not just in the middle of my eyelid. And then I just kind of bring that up. So again, any patchiness that I have up there, which I still have right there, is going to look a little better. So if you saw the little edges where it doesn't look like it's blended. See how that just kind of helps it out a little bit? Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead. What's that little brush? I have a mess up here again. Okay, I'm going to take my little Morphe brush right here. And I'm going to go into Mediterranean again. And I'm just going to dab that as close as possible to my eyelashes. And again, that's going to give a base for that purple to go in a little bit easier. Okay, and now I'm going to go back into Monte Carlo. And then I'm just going to smoke that out on top of that color. Okay, and then I'm going to go into that purple cans. And I don't know if you saw that, but there's a lot of kickback when you're blending it out. Now, I wore this color the other day, and when I was tearing up or whatever, it kind of tends to fade that color. So that's why I kind of like to go in with the wet brush a little bit and just kind of pack that on there, because it helps it stay a little longer also. So I'm just going to like lightly pack that color out, because this is just going to save you from having to keep blending that color out, because in some spots, I don't know if it's happening just to me, but in some spots it kind of grabs on and I can't blend it out. So if I just kind of dab it or press it little by little, then it kind of helps sticks a little better. Okay, so now I'm going to go back into Mediterranean and just go over it. Okay, and then I just kind of like to go over after I have everything on and just to see where I need to kind of like fix stuff up. And then I'm going to do a little wash. I'm not going to go back into the Monte Carlo. I'm just going to take a little of whatever is left over and just add it to the top of that purple. Okay, so then I'm gonna go put a liner and lashes and I'll be right back. Okay, so final thoughts on this little collection. I'm obsessed with it. I really, really enjoy it. I mean, yes, there's just like a couple little colors, like the pressed colors, especially this one right here, that's kind of hard to deal with. It's, you know, you really have to work that purple, but the other one's not so bad. I love it. I think the metallics are gorgeous. I think every metallic out there should have this kind of formula, because I'm like a little obsessed with it. So yes, I love the palette. I love the setting spray. It does leave you a little bit tacky for a second. I'm like touching my face, but you know, the tackiness kind of wore off. I love the way it smells. It's just a really nice scent of coconut, kind of vanilla and lavenderish. It's one of those, but I love it. I think it's great. I love the fact that the little, you know, the little cap right there is not going to come off and I'm not going to lose it. And the highlighter is to die for. It's like one of the best highlighters that I've played with in a long time. So yes, I love all of it. Anyway, that's my video for today. I hope you enjoyed it. Please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe. Don't forget to ring that little bell for when I upload, and I'll see you next time for my video or for another video.